Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Gashi Skyman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. This morning, we're expecting two major events to happen. One, Jimo Jigi must be taken to court. That is what we're expecting, and I want to see the various charges that will be preferred against him. And the second event that is happening in the Senate is the ongoing impeachment of Kawira Mwagaza. But that is not the issue I want us to discuss here. The issue is that Gen Z will come back. And they will come back fiercely. And once they hit the road, they'll be unstoppable. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because the leadership of this country is fast driving the country into a ditch. The country is heading in the wrong direction, and we are fueling the fire that can actually burn this nation. The economy is still hurting. The rate of unemployment is very, very high. We have betrayed our people. We have killed their past. We are busy killing their future. And we are still killing their present. I'm looking at the administration of William Samoei Ruto. And there are four major blunders, four major mistakes that are likely to invite people on the streets. The four major things that are likely to bring the demonstration back into the street. These are the things that I want us to enumerate and discuss. Number one is the new higher education funding. I'm looking at that funding where students are being categorized into 5 categories depending on their income. And if you ask any constitutional lawyer, he will tell you that it is unconstitutional to discriminate any group of people on the basis of religion, on the basis of color, on the basis of economic ability. And I'm expecting lawyers or anybody who can make it to move very fast so that this university funding can be declared unconstitutional. You cannot discriminate people. It is going to divide students even in colleges. We have seen many families from very poor background being denied funds. We have seen people who are earning less than 5,000 per month being categorized as people who are very rich. It is going to kill the careers and the dreams of very, very promising youth. And what will happen? Are we not inviting these people on the street? You know, this funding model is creating a lot of division in our country. And I know that education is supposed to be free. You know, if you read the Constitution, education is supposed to be compulsory. The government has a duty of providing free education, as it happens in developed countries. If you are here and you are in Europe, and maybe you're in North America, tell us if education is not free, if the government does not provide free education. And I'm talking from the basic all the way to primary, secondary, and the university. Why should Kenyans continue paying education? They not continue paying for education. The government should educate all students freely because we are paying taxes. We are being overtaxed. So this idea, this new model, what is doing, it is fueling trouble. And I'm sure when this university goes back in September, you're likely to see a lot of trouble in this country. You're likely to see a lot of unrest. And we are busy killing the education of our country. We are busy destroying our country. So that is number one. That is an issue that is likely to face this country in the foreseeable future. In fact, it will take just some few days. And before the government knows what is happening, the Gen Z will have erupted. Number two, in my view, is arbitrary arrests. As I have said about Jimmy Wanjigi is only coming out because he's a prominent person. Jimmy Wanjigi is not an ordinary person. Jimmy Wanjigi is not like me and you. There are some people who have been arrested. You know, many people were arrested. Some were killed. Some are still missing. Some, you cannot even explain where they are. And the funny thing is that the DCI, despite the bitterness, they have continued to arrest and kidnap innocent Kenyans. Some of them never to be seen again. And they're doing it in broad daylight. They are fearing trouble. And it reaches a time when people lose their fear. It reaches a time when people say enough is enough. You know, what Gen Z did, I think the country gave William Samoei Ruto a second chance to show that he is going to change everything. They gave William Samoei Ruto and the government a second chance to do the things in the right way. But what are we seeing? We are repeating what we did. We are doing the same mistakes. In fact, some of the mistakes that we are doing are more hurting than the previous ones. Because why should Kenyans be arrested like criminals? Why should they not be summoned like they did? Jimmy Wanjigi, they did the right thing to summon him. But arresting him, what was this? What is this that made Jimmy Wanjigi to be arrested at night so that he can sleep at the cell, just to humiliate him, just to humiliate the family? And the kind of torture that this man has undergone is too much, if you ask me. It is too much. And if the abductions continues, because you see, if you read at, if you go through Twitter, number 2 trending issue is about Occupy State House. Why do you think this one is trending? Unajua watu wanaona mambo kama ni mambo ya kawaida. Unajua wakati mwingine watu wanatulia. Lakini tuwasema palipokuwa mwenye kovu sidhani kapoa. Mwenye kovu sidhani kapoa. Waswahili wakasema hivyo. Wakenya bado hawajapoa. What they did ni kwamba wametulia tu. Wametulia ili serikali ifanye kazi so that maybe they can be given a chance all the way to 2027, and once they fail they can be pushed out, they can be voted out. But what we are seeing now, the patience is fast running out. Number 3 is the return of the finance bill. John Buddy is being used by the government, and ODM is being used by the government to mess this country. Kenyans said no to the finance bill. They did not say amend the finance bill. So what the government should do, what John Buddy should do, is to bring a new finance bill. I understand he said that he's going to bring some good issues that were in the finance bill. But you see, who is John Buddy to stand against Kenyans? Who is John Buddy to say what Kenyans rejected should be brought back to Parliament? Remember, it is this finance bill that made Kenyans to capture Parliament. It is this bill that made Kenyans to overrun Parliament. It is this bill that caused so many people to die. So John Buddy anaendelea tu na ile miswada kucheza. You know, John Buddy ni mfano wa mtu ambaye anacheza na mkia wa maba. Anacheza na mkia wa maba. Unajua kucheza mkia wa maba, what the end result is that you end in the mouth of the crocodile. Utaishia katika mdomo wa mamba. Kwa hivyo, this idea, huu ni uchokozi from all angles. And who is advising this? I keep on asking this question. Who is advising these people? Because they need to stop some of these things. So let's stop antagonizing Kenyans. Let's start. Tuache kuwachokoza wa Kenya. Tuache kuchokoza nyuki. The other and the last issue is about corruption. corruption every day. We are still losing money. Wakenya wanazidi kulipa kodi. And it's good that they are happy when they are paying. We are happy when you are paying taxes. But we are very disappointed when our taxes are being misused. When you find that a lot of money is heading in people's pocket, the leaders, it is very clear that you are actually still antagonizing peaceful Kenyans. Unajua, ukichokoza nyuki, utaona tu, utasalimiwa kwa ile miziga ya nyuki. Utasalimiwa kwa, unajua nyuki kuwachokoza ni hatari. Ni kama vile siafu. Nimesema mara kwa mara, siafu huwa wegi kuwamaliza. Wakati ambapo wanatokea, inakuwa vigumu sana kuwamaliza. So let's stop corruption. William Samoei Ruto is not fighting corruption. He is not. And what we are seeing in our country today is corruption after another. And the funny thing is that it is the government officers who are exposing this corruption. The Auditor General is telling us where we are going wrong. The controller of the budget is telling us where we are going wrong. And we want to say this, unless and until William Samoei Ruto put this country in the right direction, Kenya will remain restless. Until things are done in the right way, this country will remain restless. I don't know what you think, but the 4 things I've pointed out are catalysts. They can quicken the reaction and can lead to major casualties and can lead to things that we cannot be able to handle. Kwa hivyo, usione mwenye kovu kadhani kapoa. Have a blessed Tuesday. Till next time. Bye-bye.